Hello everybody and welcome to the Imperial Collection, home of the signature car brands Bentley, Lamborghini, Lotus and Maserati.
And previously loved vehicles.
Like this.
This to me is the bargain of the year. It is R1 million for a Maserati Granturismo S. It has got 26,000 kilometers on the clock. In my humble opinion, this is the best sounding car in the world.
Now here's the thing, right? Sasha and I have had the privilege of driving a similar Maserati around the country in another life.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, the experience was something which I won't forget easily.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful car. Why is it so well priced?
Listen, it is, in my opinion, the bargain of the year. I'm not even kidding you. This car, for R1 million, you cannot get anything better than this. And also, they're getting more and more scarce because there is going to be a new one that's going to come in about a year and a bit. So believe you me, this is a very sought after car. It's the kind of car that you want in your garage. Maserati Granturismo S, right here at the Imperial Collection. I think you should come and get it. This is the Maserati Granturismo S. In my opinion, the best sounding car in the world, ever. Ever. Better than any Ferrari, any Lamborghini, any Bentley, anything that you could ever think of. I'm going to put the air conditioning on. This car is one of my favorite cars of all time. I have driven this car immensely. I've actually taken it all over the country. Not this specific one, but the Granturismo S. And it is spectacular. And I think this is the bargain of the century. Now the wonderful thing is, it's got the Cambio Corso gearbox.
Which means?
Cambio Corso.
Which
you
means?
must look this up.
I did so much research.
It is spectacular. It is not the fastest car in the world, but it is one of the most luxurious. It's got a relatively hard suspension because it is a sports car. The Maserati Granturismo S is a relatively big car if you consider it to the likes of like a Jaguar F-Type or, for example, even maybe the Aston Martin. But you don't get the styling of the Maserati. Now the thing is that this car will be replaced in about a year and a half, 2 years, most probably by a car called the Maserati Alfieri, which looks spectacular. But will it sound like this? You can say something, but now we'll make it even sound better. Because we'll put it into sport mode, and then you will hear the sound of multiple orgasms. It is spectacular. This car comes with everything. It's got the sat-nav system, it's got a very nice audio system, etc, etc. You can play MP3s in it. It's got everything else you need. It's got anti-slip, etc, etc. It's got the auto lights, everything that you want. Feel it. I mean, it's just beautifully put together. There you can put cups in there and cups in there. What for? I have no idea. Who cares?
It's got a cock.
It's got a cigarette lighter and it's got an ashtray kind of thing. It's designed by the Italians. It is truly magnificent.
No wonder you'd love it. So
did you not know that Maserati is Italian? What did you think it was?
I didn't
Does
think...
it sound English?
No.
I mean, it doesn't sound like Bentley. Maserati is owned by Ferrari.
Oh.
Which is owned by Fiat.
Really?
So it's all one stable. Fiat, Alfa Romeo, Maserati, Ferrari, Lancia, all in the same stable.
Oh my
Chrysler,
goodness.
Dodge, Jeep, all one and together.
Go little red car.
Go little red car, here we go. Now you'll start hearing these exhaust pipes open. The most glorious sound in the world.
Sure, it really is.
Just so beautiful. So beautiful. Listen to that. That is the sound of multiple orgasms coming out of an exhaust pipe. Now the way you can determine between a Maserati Granturismo and a Granturismo S, besides the little badge that it has only on the inside of the car, there's no other external features that'll tell you that it's any different. The only way you can tell is by looking at the exhaust pipes. Oh, listen to that! Glorious! Can you hear that?
Someone nearly drove off the road
Did they?
when they heard us coming from
You see, because that's what this car does. Anyway, the only way you can tell the difference between the two cars, the Granturismo and the Granturismo S, is by the exhaust pipes. And the exhaust pipes in this car are more of a rectangular single exhaust on each side, whereas the normal Granturismo has two pipes, cylindrical, coming out on each side. That's how you determine the difference. This has got the full alloy wheels, it's got every single thing that you can think of. The Maserati clock, which to me, there's only one other car in the world that has a clock that is so identifiable on a car, and that is the Bentley. Maserati and Bentley spend lots of time designing what the clock's going to look like. It is an iconic piece of their DNA. As you can feel, the gear change is not as slick as that of, let's say, a new Ferrari or the Lamborghini Huracan, but this car is called a Grand Tourer. It's a Granturismo. It's a touring car. So it's the kind of car that you want to take from here to Durban. That's the kind of car. It's got the electronic parking system, rear braking, which annoys me. I want cars that have, you know, proper handbrakes. However, if you are driving with your lady friend, or if you're the lady driving with your man friend, at least something doesn't get in the way if you want to perhaps stroke his leg.
Oh, your mind is so filthy.
My mind is brilliant. My mind is brilliant. It's just genius.
I must say, I love the clock.
Isn't it magnificent?
And in the Bentley, I also love it.
Exactly. It's the identity of Maserati. Maserati, even in the years when they were owned by Citroën and they made those very difficult biturbos, the clock still stood out. And at least in that car, the clock was the only thing that worked. Nowadays, Maserati make proper cars. And you can feel it. Listen to that! Just magnificent! It is the most glorious sound in the world. I promise you. No better car in the world, no car in the world sounds better than this. Nothing. And it's not slow.
That's for sure.
It may not be the fastest car in the world, but I can tell you it is glorious to drive. It's smooth. You can drive it fast, you can drive it slow, you can drive it in comfort mode, you can drive it in sport mode. It is, in my opinion, one of the most underrated cars ever made. So believe you me, for R1 million, if I had the money, I promise you I would buy this car immediately from the Imperial Collection. And you can fit your golf clubs in the back.
That's important.
It is very important. The only problem is you'll have to take the spare wheel out. Stops beautifully. It is a magnificent machine. One of my favorite cars of all time. The Maserati Granturismo is. Get it from the Imperial Collection. So there you have it. Available at the Imperial Collection. Come and visit the guys and girls. Double click. Put it into neutral. Park light on.
Stunning.